This is Broadcast Obituaries, Gone Too Soon. We exhume a short-lived TV series, episode by episode, give it a proper eulogy, and answer the burning question, was it canceled too soon or not soon enough? Analysis, nostalgia, and our final verdict on TV's fallen heroes.
Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Aaron, and welcome to episode 12 of Broadcast Obituaries. So, Rob, before we jump in, we should give all of our dedicated listeners, I think all 55 of you on Spotify, thank you so much.
Keep it up.
Yep. We should give a little bit of a status update. So at this point, we're recording episode 12 of Broadcast Obituaries, but we have released 5 episodes, and we'll just talk about how things are going. So keep listening. Tell your friends, tell your family. Yeah. All right. It's important to us. We're going to get real serious about this. Do it or else. Okay? It's a threat.
Subscribe to this show or I'm going to kill this dog.
That's right. He doesn't have a dog, people. It's okay. No animal was harmed in the recording of this episode.
That's an old National Lampoon bit.
Yeah.
That was on cover of the magazine.
Yeah. I remember that one, but I guess our age range for our listeners would probably get that reference.
Probably. Yeah.
But if
most of us were alive in the 90s.
If millennials stumbled upon it, we'd probably get reported. So
Probably.
Yeah. Just a reminder, we are active on X and Instagram at Broadcast Obits. Talk to us, hang out. We're not real good at social media. We're 2 old white guys just trying to figure it out. But we're looking for ways to engage. It's hard.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, and this old dog is having a tough time with it.
We're going to get it. We're going to get it.
Yeah.
And you can also listen to our podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple, or wherever podcasts can be found. So go out, write reviews, chat with us, share, do all the things. We appreciate your support.
Yep. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah. All right. So where are we at today, Rob? We're going on to the next episode.
Yeah. So our episode today is called Grendlers in the Mist. And this one aired on March 5th, 1995. And the TV guide description says, with narration by Danziger, the scouts chase a Grendler to locate its stash. The group also receives mysterious transmission by a Dell to a Wayland, and a primitive hut is found. And finally, True learns the truth about her mother. So I could cough. So this is interesting. I mean, they throw this in here as this big mystery about True learning the truth about her mom, and really that hasn't been teased at all once through this show so far. So a little interesting. But, before we dive into that, Aaron, do you know the basis of the title of this episode?
Yeah, Gorillas in the Mist.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a 1988 movie. Did you ever see it?
I did see it. Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's all I remember. I don't even, I know it was a primatologist, but I don't even remember her name.
Diane Fossey. I can't believe you didn't remember that. Just kidding. I looked it up and wrote it down. I've never seen the movie. But I knew it exists. Mm-hmm. And it's about a primatologist who is, studying and living with the gorillas, and then she's trying to save them. And it does star Sigourney Weaver, who I think Sigourney Weaver is fantastic.
Oh, I do too. She's great in everything.
Yeah, and this is kind of a different style. Like, I pretty much know her from science fiction movies and speculative fiction of some sort, because you could throw in Ghostbusters. That's more of a horror movie, kind of horror comedy, I guess you could say.
Yep.
But, she's a fantastic sci-fi queen, honestly. Do you have a favorite Sigourney Weaver movie?
Alien. Yeah. Aliens franchise, obviously.
Yeah.
Where I really know her from is Ghostbusters. That was the first time I'd seen her in anything.
Yeah, me too.
And then that sent me down rabbit holes as I got older, watching Ghostbusters. Like, what else was she in? Aliens, Gorillas in the Mist. There's some other ones in there. But yeah.
Wow. Well, I bet if you were watching Ghostbusters and then trying to find other similar things starring her, you were probably pretty disappointed with Gorillas in the Mist, because that is not speculative fiction or fun in any way.
Yeah.
So I got to say, I think my favorite of her movies is probably Galaxy Quest. I love Galaxy Quest. It is.
I don't know how I forgot that one.
I mean, it's fantastic. And I don't think I like it just because I'm a big Star Trek fan. Maybe I do. I don't know. But I think it's just a great movie. Honestly, it's hilarious. No, it's definitely, I think you definitely have to be a Star Trek fan of some degree to appreciate the movie. And but I think it's fantastic.
We've talked about Galaxy Quest a lot before. I think we both really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to be a Star Trek fan. I think you have to be familiar with the Star Trek formula,
Yeah,
and that's it,
definitely.
right? Because the movie
Right.
itself stands
It's
alone
funny
really
all
well.
on its own.
It's yeah, and it's one of my favorite Tim Allen movies for sure.
Well, I mean, is there
I mean,
much
not that he has.
competition?
As I said that, I was like, what else would be my favorite? Santa Claus,
Right.
maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else he's been in that I really enjoyed.
No.
So maybe it's just my favorite of his.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alan Rickman in
Yeah.
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, amazing.
He stole the show for me.
Oh, fantastic.
So
He was
so
great.
good.
A young Sam Rockwell gets in it.
Yep.
He plays Guy.
Yeah. Guy. Yeah. Yeah. He
One of
was
his
in
first roles. He was hilarious in this.
yeah, he was I always forget that he's in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's one of the kids, like the Foot Clan kids, part of that gang.
Okay.
And he's running around their little Foot Clan. I'm gonna call it a clubhouse. I don't think it's a club,
Yeah,
but
it's all right.
you know,
Yeah.
but it's pretty cool to see him in that.
Is it their
That's like the
lair?
first thing I remember him from. A lair, maybe.
Yeah.
They get all their stuff that they steal. They got an arcade set up
Yeah.
there.
Sounds like a
skating.
lair to me.
Yeah.
Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay?
Yeah. I also like, honestly, I could name every actor that is in this movie, Galaxy Quest, because I think they all did great. But Tony Shalhoub in this just
He
kills
was
me.
really great.
He has some of the best lines in this thing. I mean, when they open the door on their ship on an alien planet, and Sam Rockwell's like, "What are you doing? We might not be able to breathe." And Tony Shalhoub just leans out and he sniffs, and it's like, "Seems okay to me." Just every time, it kills me.
Good. Yeah.
I love it.
Did you see that in theaters when it came out?
No, I didn't see
No.
it till I think it came out around. I should have taken notes on Galaxy Quest since I bolded and highlighted it as my favorite Sigourney Weaver movie, but I didn't take notes. I think it came out around 2000. And I didn't see it probably till 2008 or 2009, somewhere around there, maybe even later. Yeah. But since that time, I've seen it half a dozen or more times.
Yeah,
Fantastic movie.
It came out. I know it came out in the late 90s because I was working at the movie theater when it came out, and I got to watch it. I got to pre-screen it.
Nice.
So it was really good. Yeah.
Nice. Lucky.
Yeah, imagining 99 or 2000 when it came out.
All right. So also in the last few episodes, we've kind of been talking a little bit about things that happened like right around the time of these releases, right? So absolutely nothing happened around the time of this release, like nothing at all. I can tell you that the day after this, March 6th, is my sister's birthday, but that happened like 15 or 20 years before, and no one cares about that, and she will never hear this, but happy birthday, sis, if you're listening. And but she won't be. But honestly, like, it was a pretty dry week here. So one thing that I have, and this actually ties in, you mentioned Tim Allen. So a movie came out on March 3rd, 2 days before this, starring one of his Home Improvement co-stars, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. It was a new hit comedy called Man of the House with him and Chevy Chase. And my notes that I got from the internet say that it just opened on March 3rd, and it was performing well at the box office. It's not a glowing recommendation, honestly.
Yeah.
And I've never seen this movie, but like, that is one of the big things that happened this week. I found this really interesting. So one of the top songs at this time, and the song is called Scatman. Do you know this song?
I do know this song. Unfortunately,
the artist is Scatman John. I was wondering if you might know it. I actually just learned of this song within the last couple months. I had not heard it. I've never heard of it before. A friend of mine mentioned it, and we were discussing it. And I have watched videos and listened to it a couple times when we were discussing it, just because I thought it was kind of hilarious. But the weird thing about this, so the song actually, the single was released in 1994, the year before this episode, but when Earth 2 came out. And it was a hit, and it was high on the hit list in 1995. But I just happened to see this here, and I was like, we should definitely discuss this song. But the weird thing about it is, I took these notes last night. Yesterday during the day, I was listening to Spotify. I was listening to a random playlist that I pulled up. I just typed in 90s bangers, and there was a playlist with that title. And I was playing this, and this song actually came up yesterday in the middle of the day while I was doing this. Now, I guess if I'm listening to a 90s playlist while I'm watching a show about the 90s, the odds are pretty good that I'm going to hear a song that was popular around the time our show was debuting. So I guess that's not some crazy coincidence, but I don't know. It's a terrible song. Terrible song.
It's awful.
It is
Yeah.
horrendous.
It was at a time where I was listening to the radio a lot, and that was a guaranteed get me to skip to another radio station song when it came on. I'm like, well, come back to this one in about
Yeah.
4 minutes.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, I think
That's
last
funny.
time we were discussing, I don't know if it was on the podcast or in a different recording, but we were discussing 90s music and how odd it was. And we didn't even mention, I didn't even
Yeah.
think of that song because it's so low on my radar. But
Yeah. Well, last time we talked about ska, and I don't think this one counts. It's definitely not ska.
it's not
So,
quite ska. It's scat, which is different
Yeah.
than ska for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot less trumpets in scat, apparently, or at least his version of scat. So it was wild. One other music related note was that on March 1st, which was, a few days before this, the 37th Grammy Awards aired. And Sheryl Crow won Record of the Year for All I Want to Do. And she also won Best New Artist. So that was
Oh,
a good
nice.
song. That was a good song.
Yeah.
Came off a good album. There were a number of bangers, if you will, off of that album, I feel. It was...
That was a good one.
it was
And we
yeah.
should say congrats to Sheryl Crow on the Grammy wins from
Yes.
30 some years ago.
Yes.
Bravo.
Congratulations, Cheryl. I know big things are in store for you. It's not everybody who wins a Grammy Award, so good for her.
Now it begins.
All right, well, let's talk about this episode. So,
Yeah.
I thought this episode started off pretty exciting. Honestly, there's a lot of snow, and our main characters are all running through the snow, and they're chasing a Grendler. They're all kind of looking over their shoulders and talking. All of a sudden, Alonzo falls down, and we catch up to where he is, and we look down, and he has fallen into the Grendler's supply cache, and it's full of clothes.
Yeah.
And that's why they were chasing the Grendler. They've been trying to, they're cold, and they want his supplies, which is kind of a dirty thing to do. We're going to go steal all this stuff from this poor little alien that we outnumber. I kind of felt bad for the Grendler at this point.
Yeah, I think it's what got me something interesting was they were completely cognizant of the fact that they were about to steal from a Grendler.
Oh yeah.
And the whole time they were chasing it, they were telling us, the audience, their justifications for it.
Right.
The stuff belonged to us anyways. They stole it from us, and
they thought it was from their cargo pods.
Yeah. So they moved past that.
This was a premeditated crime for sure.
Yeah.
So the ironic thing is, though, that once they start going through all the stuff, none of the clothing is from their cargo pods. And it's also not from any penal colonists. Like, it's not typical of what they would wear. So they're a little mystified. But Danziger even says in his narration, but most of us were able to overlook the fact that we just stole all this from the Grendler, basically. Like, he acknowledges what they did. He's like, but we needed it, so we're moving on.
Yeah.
So one other thing, right after they find the stash, though, we see the Grendler that they had been chasing. Like, he kept on running, and he stops behind a tree, and we get a close-up, and it's not a Grendler at all. It's a human wearing, like, a bronze mask, so we can't see the person's face at this point. But we can tell it's a human. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a human in disguise as a Grendler.
Yeah. Or Grendler. Yeah. Human in disguise. Yep.
There's some interesting stuff at the beginning here. Yale talks to Danziger, and he tells him he doesn't know how long the winter's going to last. He thinks that it might be a leap winter, which is a funny thing. Why would you even come up with a term like leap winter? I mean, whatever.
But it shows you how out of touch they are with how any kind of seasonal cycle works.
Right.
Because he even says, well, we might be in for a leap winter. And Danziger's like, well, how long is a regular winter? And he basically shrugged his shoulders like, I don't know.
I don't know, John.
I'm spitballing here, man. Come on.
Right. I'm trying to make this stuff up as we go. So it made me wonder if it was like the winter in the Game of Thrones.
Winter is coming.
They never have any idea how long winter is going to last. It might be like a couple months, or it could be 7 years. So it's kind of interesting. Hey, by the way, have you heard the latest George R.R. Martin, A Song of Ice and Fire news?
Definitely not.
About his latest updates? I really, honestly, I haven't either. Because every time I've looked at a story that talks about his latest updates for the last 5 or 6 years, it's been the same as it has been for the last decade plus, that he's still working on it. And at this point,
is that the latest update?
I think it probably, I mean, it's been months since I clicked on one of those articles. I used to, every once in a while, I would go searching. I'd be like, hey, what's up? I've read the books. I know you've read have you read all the books that are out? 5 of them?
I read the first 2. I read the first 2, and then I fell off of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I'm through all the ones that are out, and the last one was not very good, but up to that point, I enjoyed them, and I don't, honestly, at this point, I don't think I care about ever finishing the series, sadly.
Do you think
So
the TV show hurt that franchise as a whole? Do you think that releasing a TV show and ending a TV show before the book series was done killed some of that momentum?
I think it hurt both the TV show and the book series
Yeah.
because from all reports, he gave them like an outline of what was going to happen through the rest of the series, which was probably a big mistake on his part because he's not known as being an outliner. Like his writing
Right.
style, he calls himself a gardener. He plants stuff and he lets it grow and kind of lets it go. But he did give him an outline of like the broad strokes of where it was headed. And I didn't, full disclaimer, I did not watch the show. I watched one episode of the show and that's it. I never stuck with it.
Yeah. The same here. Yeah.
But people very clearly hated the final season of this show.
Yeah.
And I think that is what really hurt him and his writing because he was like, well, crap, now what am I going to, they really hated that. I can't go write it now. First of all, they just took my ending, which I am, now a decade behind on. But second of all, everyone hated it. So now I got to give him something better. And I think he is just lost and stumbling in the dark and trying to figure out what to do with that series.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad.
I really I don't really care about it anymore. The books, it's fine. It's whatever. But I almost still want to read them if they ever come out, just to see what kind of train wreck this has turned into and go from there.
Yeah. Just to see how bad it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway.
So what's it mean? We all having Oedipal guilt complexes?
So yeah, it's winter. They don't know how long it's going to last. We go inside of the biodome there, and Morgan is talking about how he was dreaming about his mother again. She keeps incessantly calling him, and I sympathize with him. I can say that my mom will not listen to this show, but I have a mom who incessantly calls sometimes. She's gotten better, but there have been times in my life where I'm like, I can't answer the phone a third time today, Mom. I'm sorry, and
just can't do it.
I cannot do it, and it's just too much sometimes, and so I sympathize with Morgan. He's like just trying to deal with his mom. She probably just wants to chat and see how his day is going, and tell him about the letter she got in the mail and the funny thing she watched on TV. She just loves him. That's all. And he's like, man, why is she calling me so much? And I'm a bad son, just like Morgan, apparently.
I feel like everybody in this episode is a bad child because nobody seems excited to have this shared mom dream. Everybody comes in and they're kind of like, oh man, I had a dream about my mom.
Right.
It's like, oh, why does everybody seem so disappointed about it?
And one thing that they really have never talked about on here, they cryo-slept for 22 years. So all these characters' parents are dead. They all left the stations. They're like, hey, we're going to go fly over to the stations. And many of them were just like the Martins, Morgan and Bess. They were planning to fly to the stations and turn right around and go back home. So they were going to spend basically 44 years in cryo sleep. Every person they knew is dead and gone. And even after 22 years, I mean, just based on parents being older, their parents are most likely, if not dead, they're very close. Never even comes up as a topic. Like if I landed and it was like 22 years later, the first thing when I woke up would be like, man, so I'm awake, but I guess my parents are all dead now. And everyone I knew who was older than me is probably gone. And that'd be the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird.
Weird.
It turns out then that a bunch of people are having these mommy dreams. Like everybody.
Mommy dreams.
Mommy dreams. That's right. And even Morgan even says something about, are we all having a shared edible guilt complex? And I thought that was hilarious. He's putting a fine point right on it right there. And so they're talking about their dreams, and True even comes in, and she's so excited. She tells Danziger that she said, I had that dream again where I talked to Mom. And Danziger kind of looks around like he doesn't want to talk about this, and he shuts her up basically. Yeah. It's like, hey, we'll talk about this later. And he pushes her back outside.
Yeah. It's real awkward for everybody.
Yeah.
Because everybody gives the side eye, and they're like, what was that all about?
What's he doing? That guy's a jerk.
Yeah, I'm not going to hide this fact anymore. I'm going to get this out in the open. I was terribly bored through most of this episode, and my brain fixated when they started talking about moms, and then I fixated on things in the 90s, and I started thinking about, do you remember all of the hype around Yo Mama jokes in the 90s?
Yes, I remember Yo Mama jokes. Those were a big deal.
Yo Mama jokes. Do you remember any Yo Mama jokes?
The one that I told the most probably, so it sticks in my head, is Yo Mama's so fat. Her high school yearbook picture is an aerial photo. That's the only one. Good. That's the only one I remember.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know some?
I do. Most of them are completely childish, as would be for
Well,
the
sure.
age of the time. But
Yeah.
I remember Yo Mama's So Fat. She wears a VCR as a beeper.
Yeah.
Remember
That's
that
good.
one?
That's good.
I remember Your Mama's So Fat when she lays around the house. She lays around the house.
They're awful.
They're all so bad. I've probably told you this one before. Your mama's nose is so big she can go bowling with her boogers.
That is the first time I've ever heard that one.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But I remember these were huge in the 90s. I feel like I
know.
remember Martin Lawrence, I think probably made these really popular in the 90s. I think, you remember the show Martin?
Yeah.
I feel like I remember hearing a lot of these on his show, which I loved. I loved his show.
Nice.
So
I watched a little of it. I did not watch a lot.
Yeah, we watched a lot of it. It was good. So anyway, Yo Mama jokes. So just for most of this episode, that's where my head was at. I was trying to remember Yo Mama jokes.
If we get to a dry spot later in the episode where we don't really have much to say, since that's what you were thinking about while you were watching, I'm going to count on you to just bust out another Yo Mama joke and just lay it on us, just like you would have experienced watching this show.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, so they're all dreaming about their mom. Then the team is out and they're doing some surveying or something. I don't really know what they're doing. And they're giving measurements and reporting it back to base, which is Morgan sitting at a computer. And all of a sudden, a woman's transmission breaks in over their call. And it's the woman that they've all been dreaming about. So the mystery about their mom is solved almost immediately. It's this other woman who is apparently on the planet. And here's her transmission. Yale says that it's a laser cast, so they must be picking it up on their equipment if they're in its path. And then Yale also theorizes that maybe it's intersecting with the dream plane, and that's why they're all dreaming about it. So that part of it anyway is not much of a mystery. It is gone. There was something very interesting here. The lady's name, we can see it on the screen. Her name is Del Curie. Does that name mean anything to you?
It rang a bell, and I kept staring at the name when it would show up on the recording. And I couldn't, but I can't connect it. What does it tell me?
So there's an NBA player named Steph Curry. Have you ever heard of him? Have you ever heard of Steph Curry?
Yeah. I know who he is.
His dad's name is Del Curry.
Really?
And it's not like just some random fact. His dad was an NBA player in the 90s. He's currently the all-time scoring leader, I believe, for the Charlotte basketball team. Hornets, maybe? I'm not sure. I should have taken better
wrong
notes.
Guy. Yeah. All I can think is go sports. So
the NBA team in Charlotte has changed their name over the years. So honestly, I don't know what it was, but he played for Charlotte in all through the 90s. He's their all-time points leader. So he's not like just some random scrub or someone you've never heard of. I never heard of him as a basketball player, honestly. But I feel like when this show came out in the 90s, he was in the prime of his career. He was about 7 or 8 years into his career in 1995. I feel like someone who made this show would have had to have known his name at least when they decided to give his name to a woman on their little obscure TV show.
You think it's like an Easter egg? Did we find our first Earth 2 Easter egg?
Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know why they would have done it. It almost seems too weird to be an accident. Yeah. But maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know. So
yeah, maybe they really like Curry and somebody had just bought their first Dell computer.
Maybe. Like, I got it. Great idea for a name. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Anyway, so at this point, True again insists that it's her mom. That's who they're watching. And kind of storms off, and everyone thinks, again, that it's a little weird. So some more people are out doing some scouting around, and Danziger and the crew find a camp of some kind, and it's like a fortified camp, and they want to check it out. And I liked this here. They're talking on comms, and Devin is back at base, and she says,
"It's too dangerous. They should pull back."
Tell her there we heard that. We decided to make contact anyway. Yes, we will be careful.
And it reminds me of the water episode when
when they're arguing.
Well, yeah, and she asked for his opinion, and then she's like, "No, we're going to go ahead and go." And he's like, "Why do you even ask?" And I feel like this is him getting her back finally. He's like, "Yeah, you remember that? Now I'm doing what I want."
Yeah, he's pretty consistent about that in this episode, about hearing her say, "Oh, I wouldn't do that." And he's like, "Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that thing."
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Yeah, I think he's over it.
Yeah. So they're kind of approaching that camp, and while they're doing it, they get another transmission from Dell. And like you, I was bored through various parts of this episode, and I'm not 100% sure which characters are which here. But I think she's talking to someone named Waylon, who seems to be trying to kill her, and she's trying to talk him out of it. and they're not able to figure out where it's coming from yet, but they narrow down where it's being targeted to, which is weird in my opinion, because really, can it be targeted to a specific coordinate or just a direction? Regardless, it's the exact same house that the scout team is now approaching. We see Alonzo going up to the house, and we see that human Grendler standing behind him in the snow, and he's got a gun of some sort. He kind of aims it at Alonzo, and then he turns just a bit to the side and fires past Alonzo. Hits a tree, the tree blows up.
Huge flames.
As trees are wont to do, they just explode when they're hit by something, and all the humans like, we gotta go, and they get out of there.
Yeah, they take off.
Yeah. Bess is outside talking to True. Then they hear a noise, and they get up and they look, and it's a Grendler, and he is pretty aggressive, and he's coming at them.
Not happy.
No, he's grunting and snorting, drooling everywhere, and everyone kind of comes out to see what's going on, and they're trying to stay back, and they realize that he's trying to reach for something that True has, and she's wearing a pouch around her neck. She got it from the stuff that they stole from the Grendler, and so they give it back to him, and he goes running off.
Yeah. They think that he was upset, right, because they stole from his stash, and that's why he shows up in their camp.
Yeah, but it was really that, like, you really wanted that pouch.
That pouch.
Like, he didn't seem to care about the clothes that they're all wearing, and like they tried to give him back some of the clothes. Alonzo tried to give him a coat, and he didn't care about it. He just wanted that pouch. Yep. So Bess is nosy, and she talks to Danziger about True and her mom, and he says, "Oh, I think it's my business what I tell my daughter." So then Bess goes to Morgan about it, and she's like, hey, and he's like, "Well, he's right. It's his daughter. It's his business."
Of course, no one would know better than him. It's his kid.
Yeah, and it's also his problem. But just because he's hiding from it doesn't mean True is to be tortured by it.
Have you noticed how awkward it always is when anybody tries to approach Danziger about anything about True?
He's very protective, and
he is. Even
closed
Bess
off.
Even when Bess got into the rover and she kind of like settled in, you could just see on his face, he was like, "Why are you here? Can you leave? Like, I don't even want to talk to you." He's just very, very, very private.
Yep, he is. Morgan makes a remark to Bess how if he at least knew her name, they could probably have Yale search the records, because she wants to know what's going on, what happened to True's mom. So Yale does go and he searches the records, and he sees that there was an accident that was nearly fatal, and that Danziger was actually detained for it for 2 days. But then after that, the woman, Eleanor Moore, who is True's mom, just seems to have disappeared. And, honestly, the part about this episode that I liked the most, when I finished this episode, I texted you and I said, "Hey, this one's kind of a tearjerker." And that was centered on the True and her mom story, which is maybe 5 minutes of this entire episode if you combined all the parts.
I don't even know if it's that much.
Yeah, it's minimal, but it's good. That part of it is really good. So, again, though, it's like a minute here and a minute there. So we walk away from it now for a while. They go back to that camp, and let's see, Yale finds the Curies in his records, and it turns out that there's some more of those renegade biologists. He calls them
radical biologists.
Yeah, they keep coming back. And they must have been exiled, like a small group of them. And so they were all sent here. And then while they're talking about all of this, they find a couple skeletons in the back of that house there at the camp.
Yeah, it was more than a couple. Yeah, it was like a closet-sized space. And there were at least 3 that you could see. There was one on each wall.
Yeah, so I must have drifted off.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Yes.
Your mama's so stupid. She stared at orange juice for 12 hours because it said concentrate.
It's just awful. It's so awful. But I tell you, in the 90s, those were like peak humor.
Oh, yeah. Used to get in so much trouble telling them at school. It was worth
funny.
it, though.
That's funny.
Worth it.
So the crew is out there. They spend a lot of this episode just running around in the snow. And sometimes I don't know what makes them go in a certain direction or what they're looking for or where they're going.
Yeah. I think that was part of my big issue with this episode is there was no direction, and by this point in the episode I was completely tuned out. Like I was trying, it was on in the background, and I watched it twice because I was like, I've got to get some notes on this, but it just could not keep my attention.
It was tough.
And
one thing I thought neat at this part was that they hear a noise and they pop back outside, but one of them, it might be Danziger, but he has like a bag, and he has Zero's head in the bag, so they're using Zero like for the data without having to wait for him, because he's pretty slow. And now they can run around and just get him to scan and analyze and do all this stuff. They just have his head.
Yeah. He just gives readings.
That's
humanoid, bipedal, humanoid.
Yep. It's in this direction.
it's just production cost, right?
Probably.
They didn't want to pay the actor to be in the suit.
Right.
So
We don't want to pay you for this whole episode, so we're just going to
Yeah.
use the plastic head.
yeah.
So they do hear a noise. They go outside and they find some blood and they go chasing it. And it turns out that it is the Grendler that came into
Yeah.
their camp. And they see him and he's wounded. I don't even honestly know when that happened or how it happened.
They just said he's wounded.
Yeah.
And they speculate on it's whoever this Dell person is talking to that wounded him.
Right. That's what they think.
Right. And did we talk about when this Grendler comes in to their camp earlier in the episode that they get one of the transmissions from Dell and the Grendler hears
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can see him the Grendler puts his hand on his ear and looks kind of unnerved, uncomfortable.
Right. It's interesting.
So, so this Grendler's tied up in this mystery.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah.
So the rest of the group is still trying to track down Dell and Waylon is basically what they're doing. And at some point we know that Dell is talking to her son as well. And he's here on the planet.
I know it's difficult, but you're 10 years old. You're almost a man.
It's nuts. So everyone else, they're still trying to find them. Julia and Alonzo, though, they stay and they try to help the Grendler. And while they're trying to help him, they find a piece of fabric that has Dell's name written on it. And they're surprised by it. And then the Grendler jumps up and goes running off. Apparently he's fine. Whatever shot him or whatever. That's fine. No big deal.
It's almost like she gave him the pain injection to take care of his pain. And he was just out of there.
True.
Yeah.
So back at the camp, Morgan is still kind of coordinating everybody who's searching, and they figure he can get better luck using the trans rover to get something. I don't know. It's a lot of
the sensors.
jargon. Yeah,
it's the sensors.
Sensors.
Rover. Yeah.
So he's talking to Julia, and he's trying to get Danziger.
Hold on. Time out. Did you say sensors?
Sensors. Yeah. That's how Spock says it.
Okay.
I mean, if you go back to the original series, he says,
Captain,
sensors are picking up a ship on long range sensors are picking up.
It just surprised me to hear it, and common conversations. So.
Yeah, sometimes I like to throw a little Vulcan accent on the things that I'm saying just to spice things up a little.
Known you for a long time. I didn't know you had such an affinity for the Vulcans. It's good to know.
I do. They're near and dear to my heart.
Live long and prosper.
So he's out of the trans rover by himself, Morgan is, and he feels someone put a hand on his shoulder, and it's the bronze masked Grendler human guy, and he's now been captured. Devin and Yale are going out trying to get him, and now Danziger's like, no, you should stay back. He's the one yelling at them to be careful, and they're going to do it. Basically, in this show, everybody does what they want and ignores the advice to do something different. Yes. And this person he's talking to Morgan and he's speaking riddles. Like, we don't understand anything he's saying, basically.
No.
Every once in a while, something will sneak through, and at one point he mentions that his mask is the only way to keep Dell out of his dreams.
Yeah. And you know what I thought of?
No. Magneto? Yes.
Yep.
Nice.
I was like, this guy's Magneto, but without the cool powers.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
That's funny. Yep. Using his stay out of my head, Charles.
Out of your head. Yep.
I love it. So Devin and Yale catch up to him, and they find Morgan. He's hanging upside down in a tree. But he tells him basically, he's like, you got to go. He knows where Dell is because Morgan just told him. That's what the guy was threatening Morgan. He's like, you're going to tell me this. Yeah. And he did.
And that's been their concern up to this point, is that this person is going to find Dell and go murder her.
Go kill her. Yep. Yeah. So they're trying to help her. And I don't know about you. There's definitely a twist here at the end of this. I saw it coming from the very beginning of the episode. Like, it was like, maybe that's part of the reason I was not invested in this, is because I knew, like, to me, this was twist? I knew the I figured the twist out. I don't think I remember this episode, but I do. Yeah, I do remember seeing like that first shot of the guy in the bronze mask. When I saw that, I was like, I remember this. But I don't remember the plot of this episode. But I knew, like, it's just predictable. It was just very predictable to me.
Okay, I'm not as smart as you. I didn't see the twist coming. So
I spend a lot of time watching TV, and
I do too. Yep. And usually I can catch a twist, but on this one, but I also was bored. So I was gonna much attention. So
I was gonna say you might have just fallen asleep and just not cared enough to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll get to the twist, I guess, here soon. But so the rest of the team, they're at the camp and they're seeing the whole thing play out on their videos, on their TVs, whatever you want to call them. And they see Waylon walk into the room in this cave where Dell is, and they're all watching this whole thing. the rest of the crew finally catches up, and Devin tries to tackle one of them, I think Waylon, and she just passes right through him because these people are not real. They're not actually there. They're electronic and they're holograms. And we sit there, and now this whole rush to get there, everyone just sits there and watches. And Waylon and Del have this big long argument and fight, and then they shoot each other and kill each other. And we learn that this is basically a recording from the past, and this has been playing every 60 days for the last 20 years.
And so if I got it right, so Del and Waylon were married. They were a couple, and they're arguing about their son.
Right.
And the whole argument is that she betrayed her husband somehow, or he feels betrayed, right?
Right. He feels betrayed. I don't know if he really
feels
was.
Betrayed. Yeah. And so that was the whole thing. So he took the son and ran off, and has been brainwashing the son now to hate the mom.
Right. So, basically. Yep. So now he comes back, and I got the impression that he's also been trying to track down this location for 20 years, like trying to figure out where this broadcast is coming from. And they come in, and because we see this, like Devin figures it out. She's like, "Come on out," and she calls him Waylon.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's Waylon Jr. or what, but he comes out and he kind of explains, like he gives a little of that background that you just talked us through there. And he's looking at these holograms, and he's pretty shook up by them. And Yale turns it off, and it stops playing. But basically they think
The dream plane in this area must have learned the message and penetrated our dreams. And his. Enough to drive him mad.
Like he'd been watching it and seeing his mom die and seeing these transmissions for 20 years, and drove him a little cuckoo. In one of her transmissions, Del said that she gave a Grendler a message for him, for Waylon, and she said, "You've got to find him." And apparently that is our Grendler that we have been watching, that came into the camp and that was wounded. That pouch that True was wearing contained, when you open it up, it contained a message from Del to her son.
What?
And it's just...
Was that in the episode?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Right at the very end. Right at the very
I
end.
completely missed that.
You were sawing logs. You were sawing logs by that point.
I was probably looking up Yo Mama jokes.
Right.
By the way, Rob.
Yeah.
Yo Mama's so fat, her blood type is Nutella.
Was Nutella around in the 90s? I don't think it was. That sounds too new.
That's a newer reference.
Okay.
I've had to go back. I've had to resort to looking them up because I don't remember a lot of them.
Yeah, me either. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's terrible, but I like it. Yeah, so there's a few things about this, and there's a little bit more of the episode to talk about here. Not much, but it seems wild to me that in this small contained area where they are, that Waylon could not find where these transmissions were coming from for 20 years, and that Grendler could not find Waylon for 20 years to give him that pouch. Like, they must have been running circles around each other for like 20 years.
Well, and that's the part that got me, is that they established that the gear they find at the beginning in the stash didn't come from any of the prisoners, didn't come from their personal stash. So the Grendler was stealing from the radical biologists.
Or he took it off of their dead bodies.
Right. But the point is that he's aware of their presence. He's always been in their vicinity. He's been stealing from them. At some point, he had so much stuff. At some point, he had to run across one of their base camps or hideouts or something.
Sure.
So I'm with you. Over 20 years, this Grendler could never find this guy. Like, he never even stumbled across his camp. Not once in 20 years.
Right. When everyone else is like tripping over each other all episode long.
Yeah, and they find everything instantly.
Right. Like we move into Mary's garden, and then all of a sudden everybody gets together for a big, feast.
Yeah.
Let's all meet over at Mary's garden.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It was weird.
There's a lot going on in this episode that I'm not crazy about. So back to the Danziger storyline, the true story. So it turns out that the station authorities accidentally jammed Eleanor's air supply. Remember, we've never heard this name before, but Eleanor is True's mom. It accidentally jammed her air supply, and she has been brain dead ever since. And Danziger didn't know that she was 3 months pregnant when this happened. So he inherited True, and he inherited her life support payments, basically, it says in the episode. And he left enough credits there to keep her on life support for as long as possible, so that way one day he could introduce True to her and let her decide if she wanted to go meet her in person or not, and how all that would play out. So at the very end here, he takes her outside of the camp, and he puts some of the VR gear on her, and he turns a program on for her, and he introduces her to her mom, who is just laying in a coma in a hospital type room.
Yeah.
And she kind of looks at her, and she looks at John, and she's like, she's beautiful. She's so beautiful. And to me, honestly, those few scenes like about that Like, to me, that was
Yeah.
that was the emotional centerpiece of this episode.
Yeah, that got me to tune in. I was very interested in it.
Yeah.
The overall theme is definitely moms.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think True's story and Danziger's story here, even though it was so short,
Yeah.
is the only thing that kept me somewhat paying attention. I was always listening for little hints or clues to that specific storyline.
Yeah.
So
I was definitely by the end of this episode, I was paying so little attention to it that I missed kind of everything that happened there at the end. And
yeah,
I watched it twice, and the second time I was like, okay, focus, wake up. I had to slap myself awake a few
pay
times.
attention.
Like,
Yeah.
let's see what happens here at the end. So yeah, that part that was good. That was really good. But that's really right where it ends.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
it's over.
Yeah. So I think I already know this, but hey, how'd you feel about this episode?
Oh my gosh. If we could vote to skip episodes, I would have skipped this one. Yeah. It was not good. I think my big issue with it was that it was all just talky talk. It was talking through comms and running around in the snow. The story with Waylon and his mom was so convoluted and confusing.
So confusing.
I was like, what are you people even talking about? What is happening? And it's part of the reason why I checked out. I was like, none of this makes sense. And you could tell that it didn't make sense because at the end, they gave you the exposition to make sure everybody understood what had happened. They had one character to say, oh, this is what you just went through. I was like, that's really bad. If you knew that's how bad it was, that you had to explain it to everybody.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
I was not on board with this one.
I had two thoughts on this episode overall. Again, I feel like that the True and the Danziger and the Ellie story did not carry enough weight. That should have been a much bigger part of this story.
Yeah.
And who knows, at one point maybe it was, but maybe it just, the other part took up so much time they had to cut the rest of it out and just leave it in, and little bits here and there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, it should have been either, if it didn't fit in this one, then it should have been a separate episode. But obviously, they want to keep the mother theme together in this one. But that was a interesting story, and it's not enough for a full story, obviously, but it's a good subplot, and it just needed. I still feel like it needed a little more beef to it to bring it out and really make us invested in it.
Yeah, they could have handled it differently. They could have let Danziger share a little bit of about what he knows about Eleanor, and they weren't married. I remember catching that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they never married, but
he asked her to marry him a couple times, and she would just laugh.
Yeah. But I think is what got me was everything you learn about Eleanor. You learn from one scene with Yale, where he's just reading history records, and I'm like, that's a really disappointing way to tell this woman's history, right? Like Danziger should have shared this,
right?
Maybe even just at the end with True, he could just told True everything. This is what happened,
Yeah.
And so
I think they were trying to make it a mystery, but I don't know. I don't see why it had to be a mystery.
It shouldn't have been.
Yeah. I think maybe for a minute they wanted us to think maybe he was a bad guy. Maybe he had something to do with her murder. Like that's what Bess was implying.
I think that's what they were doing. Yeah.
I didn't care for
it.
But
I wouldn't buy that.
Me either.
Yeah.
No. My other thought that I had about this story, this episode, was that like the main part of it with Del and Waylon and all that, it really reminded me of a Star Trek episode. Like a not very good, probably original series Star Trek episode. Like it just had that feel to it.
It had a vibe. I caught that too. Everybody was, doing their thing. There was a lot of tech speak. Had a lot of readjustments of calibration of systems and sensors and
there's just this mystery going on that when you get to the end, it turns out it's not real. It's all a hologram. And like just that whole concept, I was just like, man, this just feels like something they would have done on a bad season of Star Trek. Even early Next Generation. Just something where I'm just like, where you find out, oh, none of that's real.
None of it's real. Yeah.
Yeah. So
do you like those episodes?
Not
when
really.
You find that? And I think with the exception of the Sherlock Holmes episodes.
I mean, I love a good holodeck episode, don't get me wrong. But I don't like it when I'm being deceived.
Yeah, and none of it matters.
And none of it matters. I do not. I hate when nothing in my story matters. That ticks me off. I'm watching something because it matters or should matter. Yeah. Although sometimes I just watch stuff because it's entertaining. So
sure.
I'm a big fan of the TV show Wilfred. Do you remember Wilfred?
Oh man, yeah. I watched
Elijah
Wilfred.
Wood.
I watched Wilfred. Yeah, I watched it because of your recommendation. It was great.
I love Wilfred. It's hilarious, and there is no point to that. I don't watch that
None.
because there should be a point. It's just goofy, kind of
It's just
immature
funny.
humor, and it is funny. There are occasional episodes that have a bigger story to them, which is fine. But overall, you watch one, you laugh, and you turn it off, and none of it matters.
Yeah.
But if I'm tuning into like a story, like a real story,
Yeah.
then I care about it, and I need it to matter.
Yeah. Yeah. You want the story to make sense and
Yeah.
move something forward.
Yeah. And
I'm with you.
I don't feel like this episode really did anything for our main characters. Like, this wasn't
It
their
didn't.
story. This
Yeah.
was Waylon's story.
Yeah. Who's not going to matter going forward? Because they don't even talk about that. What do they do with this human now?
I think he doesn't join them. He's
just-
like Mary. He's just running around out there on his own now.
Yeah. That's just so weird that they meet so many humans and none of them want to join up with them.
Did you watch the preview for the next episode?
I didn't.
More
No.
humans. More humans.
More humans?
Yes.
They're all over the place.
They are literally everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, no, I did watch it. I saw the preview.
It looked like Dennis
I
Hopper.
remember now. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking of. Is that Dennis Hopper?
That my first thought was, I know this guy. Who is this guy? I'm still not sure. I don't know him, but
Yeah,
I don't.
not
it's
Dennis Hopper.
No,
Yeah, but
no, for sure. So,
Yeah.
well, this was a pretty disappointing episode,
it was.
overall, but they happen. Obviously we're still talking about Star Trek, and we often talk about how disappointing those episodes were. So,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean it ruins the entire experience for you.
Yeah, every show has a not so great episode in it, and this
Yeah.
is just one of them.
Yep.
Could have done without it, but it happened. It's a thing, and if I was doing multiple rewatches, I would just skip this episode and that rewatch.
Sure.
Just move past it.
Right.
Hey Rob,
Yes, sir.
your mama's so old. Her social security number is 1.
I remember that one.
All right.
I don't know why that one. I don't know why that would be considered such a burn. I mean,
I don't know either. But
someone's
it's just,
older, and nowadays it's kind of crazy because I feel like the average age of parents has gotten older. Like,
it
people
has.
are having kids when they're
Well-
much older in life, so really little kids often do have older parents.
Yeah. Well, somebody told me the other day that Blanche from the Golden Girls was in her 40s. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? I thought she was a grandma."
Yeah.
Like 40s? I'm in my 40s. You're in your 40s. We
Right.
don't look like that. We're not even
No.
close.
It's crazy when you look at people like, is it Wilford Brumley,
Oh yeah.
who, like, have you ever seen the comparison where they show you a picture of him at the same age that Tom Cruise is now? Because
Yes.
they were in, I think it was The Firm. They were in The Firm together, and Brumley looked like an ancient old dude.
Old
And
man.
Tom Cruise is now older than he was at that time, and looks like he's in his 30s or 40s.
Oh, I know.
And it's just wild.
weird.
Like, at a certain point, people stop looking like old people, basically.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
age better. We're aging better now, I think,
Yeah.
as a whole.
It's just
But
so
obviously,
weird.
clearly, the Hollywood elite
Oh,
are
well,
aging much better
yeah.
than the rest of us.
Well, yeah, but they're getting a lot of help.
Right.
So
Yeah, exactly. Those things were not offered when Wilford Brumley. I'm butchering his name. I wish I could even say it right. Is it Wilfred?
Yeah.
Wilford? I'm gonna look it up real
I don't know.
quick.
I just remember
Wilford.
him from
Wilford
Cocoon.
Brimley. Wilford
Yep.
Brimley. So when he was, getting to be an old guy, he apparently did not have the same resources that Tom
Well,
Cruise
no.
has these days.
Yeah. Yeah. You just got old back then.
Yeah, you did.
So,
You dealt with it.
so Halloween is today.
Today's Halloween, everybody, and
Yeah. And
kinda
this
funny.
episode,
yeah,
Go
you're
ahead.
probably watching this. If I counted correctly, you're listening to us the week before Christmas. But for us, it's Halloween. So happy
it's
Halloween.
Halloween. Happy
Yeah.
Halloween. And
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas all in one.
And
Man,
happy holidays. And
What a
happy
great
Hanukkah
day.
and all the things. Just
That's
enjoy
right.
the holidays.
Yeah,
So,
that's funny.
and if you're listening to this on your way to visit family, tell your family about our show and your friends.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
Tell everyone you know. Tell them how these weirdos that you listen to made you laugh today, hopefully. And
Tell some Yo Mama jokes.
tell them our young mama jokes. We don't have a patent on those. Anyone can use them.
Yeah.
They're on the internet.
Yeah.
They're also
Here's
not very
another-
funny.
No, they're terrible, but here's another one.
Okay.
It's a little more modern. Yo mama's so stupid, she put 2 quarters in her ears and thought she was listening to 50 Cent. You can't not laugh. You have to laugh. These are
Yeah.
free, people. These are free to you.
Wow, free to use. Yeah. So
Yep.
I hope you all had a great Halloween. Hey, Aaron, do you like the Halloween movies? Like that series? You like
Oh,
scary
yeah, I love
movies
them.
somewhat,
I love scary movies. Yeah. Yeah.
but
the
Halloween
franchise is
specifically,
really-
do you like that one?
Yeah. we went through the entire Halloween franchise a couple of
Oh,
years ago.
wow.
This year, I've got like one movie left in the Friday the 13th franchise.
Oh,
Those are pretty good. I've been staying up late to watch those. Just really entertaining. When I say good and Friday the 13th, I don't
right.
mean good. I mean
No.
entertaining bad. Like very
Absolutely.
enjoyable, lots of fun, just popcorn flicks.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, we watched The Woman in Black recently, which was really good. It's got Harry Potter in it. I don't know why he just didn't use his magic and solve the problem, but he
Right.
didn't. He just let bad things happen to him.
Expectus Patronum.
Yeah.
I have no idea what one of their spells is. That sounds
What is
familiar.
that?
I
I was
don't
like,
know.
what is that? What does that one mean? What did you just do to me? What's
don't
going to happen?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I've heard of that movie, but I did not see it. Do you want to do a movie in a minute of it? Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
Movie in a minute. I just made up a theme song for our movie in the minute bit.
Movie in a minute. I like it.
This is
Okay.
going to be awesome. Let me set my timer, and hopefully you
Gosh,
can
I
hear
gotta
it
remember it.
beep when it goes off.
Okay. And there might be spoilers in this, people. Might be spoilers. So
Okay. Again, this
beware.
is I think I looked up. I think it's from 2012. So
I think so.
13-year-old movie. I think anything is fair game here.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
All right. So The Woman in Black, starring Daniel Radcliffe. It's a period piece set in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Daniel Radcliffe plays a lawyer, an attorney who had recently lost his wife during the birth of his child. He has to go out to this small village somewhere in Europe where there's this old mansion that is apparently filled with some kind of legal paperwork that he needs to go through so they can sell this house, this old mansion. When he gets there, obviously weird things start happening. The villagers don't like him because he's been to the house where he's seen the woman in black, and children around the village are mysteriously dying. So yeah, and the whole time he's in this house trying to go through this paperwork, and he's being haunted by this woman as well. I'm gonna run out of time. I'm getting the countdown. That made me nervous. So that's it. That's The Woman in Black. It's really good. Plenty of little jump scares. I'd recommend watching it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I might check it out.
Yeah.
I think I've said before we do not watch a lot of scary movies, but maybe I'll run through one some night when everyone else is in bed or something.
It was odd because I watched The Woman in Black and then we watched Nosferatu from 2024.
Yeah.
So we just watched that one the other night. And it was funny to me that I watched two horror movies where an attorney had to travel to some mysterious mansion out in the middle of some weird European village to do paperwork.
That's funny.
I was like, that is terrifying, I guess. Paperwork. Yeah.
Ooh.
And it doesn't work out for either of them at all.
Shocking.
It's terrible. It's a terrible experience for both of them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So
That's
they're really good. Watch them both. Nosferatu is really good. Super messed up. Really dark.
I've heard that. I should probably check that one out.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really good. It got a bunch of like Emmy nods and stuff, I think. So it's really good.
I think Emmys are for TV, right? Emmys are TV.
That's not what I meant. Got a lot of Oscar nods.
Oscars,
yeah, sorry. Cut that and
nope,
I'll say
that's
Oscar
Stan.
You
that
cut
is
it.
Stan for sure.
Damn it. All right, fine. Whatever. So stupid.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, do we have anything else to discuss? Oh, we should probably read do you have the summary for next episode?
In 1 second.
No. Need it now.
Oh, I always forget to add that in. You think the people at the TV Guide website are curious about why they're getting so many searches for Earth 2?
Yes, I do think that. I think everything that we're doing here, I think, contributes to a remake of Earth 2. It's like everybody's going to start talking, and they're going to be like, I'm telling you, we sold out DVDs. We're getting hits like crazy on the TV Guide website for this show. IMDb, like it's just lighting up. It's going crazy. We got to remake this show. We got to give them season 2.
Bring it back. Let's go back to the Earth 2 people.
Dude, I'm sending you back.
Yes. 30 years after. What happened? What had they been doing?
Yep.
I hope they don't all die at the end of the season. I don't know. I don't think they do. But like, let's go back and see what they've done. That those other people, the colonists, had to have gotten there by now. So next week, we have the episode "The Greatest Love Story Never Told," which aired on Sunday, March 12th, 1995. The summary for that is: having gotten lost and dragged into a cave, Danziger lies ill in a bed. As stipulated through a dream, Devon seeks to search for him alone and meets Shepard, who surprisingly knows her very well.
Oh,
Yeah, Danziger's going to have some competition, is what it sounds like.
can't wait.
Yeah.
I love a good love triangle.
Ooh, it's going to be good. And he's
Can't
going to be there for all of
awesome.
it, because I'm sure Shepard is the guy who's got Danziger. So
Yep.
that's my hope.
I hope so. Yeah, we will see.
Yeah.
All right. So we are now through 13. We've got 8 episodes left to talk about, everyone. So this is, we're winding down. That's 2 months. We got 2 more months and then we're moving on.
Yeah. We're on the home stretch.
Yeah.
So.
If you're interested in having a say in the show that we do next time, you should engage us on social media. We're always taking inputs if someone has some thoughts, but we may put a poll out there at some point if we look like we can get enough responses. And we might leave it up to you guys which show we do next. So, log on to our socials and engage. We want to hear from you. Engage.
Yeah.
Engage. All right. Well, hey, thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Rob.
And I'm Aaron. Don't forget to like, subscribe, engage with us, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening. This has been Broadcast Obituaries.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
So we can jump in.
Let's go.
Good.
Now it's go time. All right.
You should do like an old radio DJ late night intro to one of the episodes. Like we should do like a good script and just have you read it, because you've got a good bassy radio voice.
Man, yeah, we'd have to write that up. But
yeah, it'd be cool though.
Yeah, something like, hey, welcome back to Rob and Aaron in the morning. We're playing all the hits of the top 40, and today's first number 1 hit is Earth 2. I don't know, something.
That'd be good.
Something like that, yeah. We'll work up a script for that.
I like it. Yep. I do remember Wayne's World. I went down the rabbit hole of SNL skits the other day. Well, it started with Stefan. It's always Stefan. And Stefan's hilarious.
I guess someone has to like it.
I'm not the only one, man. It's got a lot of views on YouTube, although it might be me.
They're all you, man.
But then I got down
3.2 million.
Yep, it's all me. And then I went down the path of the Californians, which is just, those are hilarious skits.
I don't know those.
We'll have to play one for you.
Okay.
You'll get a kick out of it. Anyway, so yeah. I think Wayland is her son.
I think so. Well, you just gave away the twist. You just said we can't give away the twist, and you just gave away.
Nobody knows what happens at the end, but we can tell. I might have just given away the twist. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll strike
that out.
We'll strike that
out.
Yeah. So